Imagine a world where medicine didn't really have any side effects. I mean, this would be ideal, right? This is a goal modern health science has actually been working towards for several years. We aim to optimize our current technology to be able to intervene with adverse effects as well as increase the therapeutic ones. This process has a few names, but it most namely goes by the ligand bias or biased agonism. This allows us to have functional selectivity over the receptor activation downstream, allowing us to pick our desired effects. So we're not lost anywhere along the way. I'm going to break down some terms so we go into this with some background knowledge. A ligand is an ion or molecule that binds to a specific receptor to form a larger complex. A G protein coupled receptor is the largest family of membrane proteins found in the human genome. They act as cellular switches which send responses intracellularly. An agonist is a substance or a ligand that binds to a specific receptor and triggers an action. They mimic behavior of active molecules to produce a biological response. The ligand bias is a process in which we selectively activate specific ligands to bring desired results while mitigating negative ones. A lot of the work done on the ligand bias has been through the GPCR family, and they have shown a lot of yield to give us positive benefits. So if we look at this figure of a receptor, the one on the left is a classic orthosteric agonist, while the one on the right in the middle represents one with biased signaling. We can see in the left example that an agonist activates both pathways through the receptor. This means you can control magnitude of the responses but not actually control the selected responses. When we look over at the second figure, we can notice that it has a separate molecular binding at the top. And then when we look down at the bottom, we can tell different strengths and potencies go into different reactions in the receptor. This happens because we're displaying functional selectivity over the reactions that we want to happen downstream. This allows us to send one signal through a part of the receptor and then a completely different signal through the same receptor. Receptors are able to have multiple responses because they're able to switch between a variety of shapes and signals depending on the sequence of amino acids they receive. Now we have a basic understanding of how these receptors work, we can get into a study done to prove how the ligand bias works with our serotonin receptors. There was a molecular dynamics study done where we tested 3 different substances with 3 different levels of beta-arrestin in them. Now when we look left to right, we can see a significant increase in the binding pocket size of each receptor. Now the substances that were tested were all labeled left to right in the increasing amount of beta-arrestin. So ergotamine has the highest level of beta-arrestin, LSD has the second highest, and then the 5-HT, which is just regular serotonin, has the least. And then you can look down at the graph at the bottom. And you can tell that the distance on the x-axis and the distance in the y-axis is significantly more activated by the ergotamine. And there's just far more distance between the binding pocket than any other substance. Then you can see in second place, it's definitely LSD. And then in significantly last place is the original serotonin. What does this all really mean? Well, the study of the ligand bias and receptor technology has really helped us focus in on how effective and specific our drugs can be. With this level of progression, we can seriously up the therapeutic benefits of each drug that we prescribe to people, helping so many people along the way and progressing the drug world so far. Over here are my sources. This is everything that I use to get all my information through the whole thing. Thank you all for your time. I'm really happy to be able to get on here and speak about something I'm so passionate about, and I really hope to one day make an effect with this research in my future.